Welcome once again you all to my video. So today we will see about brakes, and today initially I am going to give some introduction about brakes. So what are the types of brakes we are going to study about, and what is the use of the brake here. You can see we are going to study about differential simple band brake, differential band brake, single block brake, double block brake, internally expanding brake. So like this. So first we will see what is a brake. So brake is a device by means of which artificial frictional resistance is applied to a moving machine member in order to retard or stop the motion of the machine. Okay, we are going to retard and stop, not suddenly we are going to stopping. So the brake system converts the kinetic energy of the moving vehicle into heat energy. So by changing kinetic energy into heat energy, so we are going to stop the vehicle. Now we'll see what are the characteristics of brake lining materials required. Similar to clutch plate, the brake lining material also should require some properties. First, it should possess high coefficient of friction value with minimum fading. Fading means minimum wear and tear. It should not get polished immediately. It's called fading. Then it should have low wear rate. Then it should have high heat resistance. It should not get softened because of high heat generated due to sudden stoppage. It should have high heat dissipation capacity. So immediately heat has to be dissipated. It should not carry over your heat. Then it should have low coefficient of thermal expansion. So it may occupy your space. So low thermal expansion. Then it should have adequate mechanical strength. So on engaging and disengaging should not break. So it should not be affected by moisture and oil. So since it is employed in all the times, all the places, so it should not get softened. So these are the properties of brakes. Now we'll see what are the broad classification of brakes. So by the method of power, by the method of application, by the method of operation, by the method of braking contact, by the method of applying brake force, you are dividing some like this. So mechanical, hydraulic, air brakes, vacuum brakes, power assisted brakes, magnetic brakes, electrical brakes, like this. We're going to study. We'll study some of the brakes here, and internal external brakes also here. And so under the classification, hydraulic brakes. So hydrodynamic brake and fluid agitator are used. Electric brakes, the help of generator and eddy current, so source used for electric brakes. And mechanical brakes, still the hydraulic mechanical brakes we are going to study about elaborately. These hydraulic and electrical brakes cannot bring the member to rest and are mostly used where large amount of energy are to be transformed. So this will assist your mechanical brakes. So for heavy load application, so manually you cannot do with the mechanical brakes. So these hydraulic and electric brakes will help to carry out these mechanical brakes. So mechanical brakes can able to slow down and stop the vehicle. So tried the roads such as laboratory dynamometers, highway trucks and electric locomotives. Now we'll see the classification of mechanical brakes. So there are two main broad classification: radial brakes and axial brakes. Under radial brakes, you would study about external radial brakes, internal radial brakes. That is your block shoe and band brakes. These are all external brakes, block and band brakes. So in this block, you are going to study single block and double block. This band, you are going to study about simple band brakes and double band brakes. So axial band brakes under disc brake and cone brakes are called axial brakes. So the force is given through axial direction. So in the mechanical brakes, you are going to study about block shoe brakes, band and block brakes, combination of these two, and internal expanding brakes you are going to study. The shoe brake classified into external, internal. And the internal, it is operated by mechanical, hydraulic and pneumatic. So under band brake, simple band brake and band and block brake, simple differential and simple differential are available. So now we'll see what are the application of each brakes. So single block brake, This type of brake is commonly used on railway trains and tram cars. You have seen the railway trains. So simply it is pressed over the top of the wheel. So simple block brakes. So this is a double block brake. Suppose you require more power to stop the vehicle, you can use double block shoe brake. So it will stop the problem in the bearing. So if you apply load on only one side, the bearing may get affected. So if you are applying on both the sides, the bearing will wear uniformly and can give more power. So similarly, you can use simple band brake. So the application is common on winch drums, chainsaws, and also used for some bicycle brakes. So you can see here, this is a simple band brake. So you can see some laboratory application also in that motor DC shunt motor application, and you can see fluid mechanics like Pelton turbine. For giving load, external load, we are using band brakes like this. Then this is a differential band brake. Similar to simple band brake, you can see differential band brake. So this can be configured for self-energizing. Since there is a leverage, extra leverage is there. So this is called self-energizing and can be arranged to operate in either direction. So normally differential band brake is used for moving in either direction. So still more internal expanding brake. This type of brake is commonly used in our motor cars and light trucks and our motorbikes. And external contracting brakes. So used for parking brakes on motor vehicles for cranes, controlling the speed of auxiliary equipment drive shafts they are using. The external contracting. This is internal, this is external. Now disc brake. So normally what they are using in their two-wheeler. So disc brake is also used for common vehicles nowadays. So it is actuated by some hydraulic discs. So some more here. The energy absorbed or heat generated is given by Hg mu Rn V. It is called to mu P A into V. That is mu is coefficient of friction. Rn is the normal force, that is R suffix n. Normal force acting on the contact surface. P is the normal pressure. A is the projected area, and V is the peripheral velocity. Similarly, heat dissipated also you have to find out. C into T1 minus T into ER. C is the heat dissipation factor or coefficient of heat transfer. So T1 minus T2 is the temperature difference, and AR is the area of the radiating surface. So using this formula, you are going to solve your brakes problem. Thank you.